Welcome back to another episode of Talkappella. I'm Brian. She's Elicia. Let's talk about some acapella
I
things.
mean, sometimes I forget, so I'm grateful for the reminder. Thank you.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to make sure you remind yourself of who you
I mean,
are.
my mom calls me by my siblings' names sometimes, so
Ooh, what
yeah.
what name does she call you? I need to know. What is that name?
My siblings' names?
No, what is the name that she calls you?
She calls me Elicia.
I thought you said she calls you your siblings'
She
names.
sometimes calls me by my siblings' names, so it's like how parents will like call you by your siblings' name
Oh,
sometimes. Yeah.
oh yeah, I've been there.
So there were
Oh,
four different names that I could have gotten that weren't mine.
oh, I'm
Maybe
sorry to hear
maybe the
that.
dog's name too. That would have been a fifth one.
Okay, she's
No,
calling
she
you
never
after the
she
dog's
never
name.
called me the dog's
Okay.
name.
I was gonna say she was
But
going
no,
through some
and she really
things.
didn't call me by my brother's names either. It was mostly my sisters sometimes.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that she
Yeah.
likes you. So, so for the next
I
segment, we
didn't say
like
that.
to. Oh, you did. Oh, my bad.
She loves me.
Shame on me for making assumptions about love and family dynamics. So anyway, for this next segment, we like to call it Baroque It Down. We like to revisit some of our favorites, some of our favorite tracks, favorite videos, favorite moments from our own past. We want to bring you
Baroque it
guys into
down.
that. I know, so catchy, all
See
the
what he did
puns.
there.
So I'm gonna start things off here. So I want to revisit my college group's very first time with ICCA, our first experience of competition. The year is 2011. This was an interesting experience, not only for the fact that we were competing for the very first time and traveling all the way to Georgia from University of North Texas,
Holy
but
crap.
we it's a
That
drive,
is a drive.
15 hours. It's about
Oh.
14, 15 hours.
Mm.
I know. You know what made it even more interesting though?
Did a car break?
We did no,
Oh, okay.
not
Okay.
nothing broke necessarily. Nothing on
Nothing
our car
nothing
broke.
Baroque.
Oh my goodness. See,
Wah wah.
perfect title. I know. She's on it today, folks. No, the whole thing that made this an even more memorable experience, we did all this during what everyone called the ice apocalypse. So this was back in
Was
2011 when the country went through that whole ice snow kind of situation. That like I think it was in February
Wait
of
a minute.
2011.
Was this when like all of Texas went without power?
For part of the time.
And
So
like
there was 2011, and then there was 2021 or
okay,
something
I'm
like
thinking of
that.
21.
So
I was like, was that long ago?
okay, no, no, way
I'm
before the
thinking of
pandemic and all that.
when a
Yeah.
certain political figure fled
Oh
the
my
state to
goodness.
go to Cancun or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
That
We're
was
not going to
20
talk
that no
about
no, we're not
that,
going to talk
but
about that. That was 2021.
that was 2021. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. This was
okay.
the original
So this was
ice
10 years
apocalypse.
prior. Okay.
Prior to all of that, yeah, this was when North Texas was covered in ice because that's all we get here in Texas. We don't get snow, we get ice. Anyway, we had done all this prep work leading up to ICCA. We got accepted back in the fall of 2010. We did all rehearsals. We thought we had a great set. Here comes the time when we're actually making the drive cross country, 15-hour drive to
And
get
it's
to the
ice.
University of North Georgia. And yes, the streets are paved in ice. So that made an interesting dynamic for the fact that it's supposed to take about 3 hours, literally from Denton to the border of Texas and
Mhm.
Louisiana, 3 hours.
So like
Alicia,
Beaumont
take a
area.
guess. Yeah, take a guess on how
12
long it
hours.
took us. Dang.
Was that
Are
it?
you kidding me? It
Was
was
that
literally 12 hours. It took us 12 hours to get from Denton to the edge
Oh
of
my gosh.
Texas.
So four
And
times what it should have.
exactly. And one of the issues with it is there was some random city we got to, some highway we came onto the on ramp. I mean, we're getting off the on ramp, getting on one of the two, whatever the situation was, and traffic was backed up all the way onto the on ramp. We were sitting there, coming to find out there had been a semi truck that had jackknifed up the road. We literally sat in one spot. I'm not even joking. I think for 6 to 8 hours. Wow. Yes. And it got to a
Oh
point.
my
I
gosh.
know it got to a point where we were just like, we have to make the acapella competition of the lifetime. And we got out, we literally pushed, all the guys got out, pushed our cars and turned them around. We went back up the on ramp and had to do a detour. Not even joking. Not even joking. That's how serious
They
and wild it had gotten.
like it was frozen ice and you like were skating with the vehicle and
A little
turning
bit. A little bit. We literally one of the ladies was, doing the neutral reverse thing, and the guys are literally pushing the cars to get back up the hill. It was insane. So we did that, got out of Texas finally
Okay.
after 12
Okay,
hours.
tell me
Yeah.
how many members you had in Green Tons at the time.
I think it was somewhere like around 16 members. We were
So how many
like
cars
four
did
for
you
each voice
take?
part. I think we were like three cars. something like
Oh
that.
my
3 to 4 cars,
gosh.
if I remember correctly.
And
It's been like 10 plus years.
in the ice apocalypse, nobody got into a
Ice
car
apocalypse.
accident.
No, we didn't get into a car
Well
accident. We somehow
done.
made it.
Well
I
done.
know. I know. So we ended up making it outside of Texas. I think all the craziness kind of died down once we got outside of Texas. I think we selling through Louisiana, Arkansas, all the great states. And we finally make it to Georgia. We get there. I think we stayed at some kind of random hotel. It wasn't a Hilton, wasn't a Marriott. It was like some lower tiered hotel, whatever. But we made it. We get ready for the competition. Things go well. We do our set at the competition. We thought we did well. We thought we were, we were exceptional. We thought we did a pretty solid job. This is where the reality check came in because they get to the part where they're announcing all the different awards. And I'll give you a little backstory. I think our set consisted of like a Ben Folds song.
Okay.
We did a song. What was it called? Wanted by who? Oh my goodness, was it Jesse J? Somebody?
I don't know that
I forget
song.
who was. Some kind of pop song like that. And then we did Lucky. I forgot. We also did Lucky by Jason Mraz.
Oh, I love that song.
I know, it was beautiful.
Beautiful song.
It was one of my favorites.
Was that like in the middle of your set?
It was our
Okay.
middle. Were we just that predictable?
I was like, you didn't end with that, did you?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So we did that. We thought we did well. Come time all of the awards, they announced, outstanding beatbox, outstanding arrangement, all that good stuff. We won not a single one of those awards. Just giving you a little heads up there.
But this was your first competition at ICCA.
Exactly. Okay. First time, anything could have happened. So we were like, it's fine. We didn't get one of the special awards. We got to place. We have to place. Mm-hmm. So they're calling out the different group names and they do third place. Mm-hmm. And then they get to second place. Our name hadn't been called not one time. They get to first place and here it is. And the announcer, we collectively remember this moment. I'm sure you can go back and ask anybody in the group. We all remember this moment. They get to first place and they're like, and now for the ICCA champion of the South Region quarterfinal. And remember our school name, University of North Texas. Mm-hmm. The winners are the University of North
Georgia.
And I think it was like Carolina or something. They literally said it was I forget the group, but they also had University of North in it. And our hearts skipped a beat for a half a second. It was the worst feeling ever. It was terrible. It was the worst thing. I think our spirits left our bodies for a half a second. Anyway, so that was kind of deflating, but hey, we walked away and we were like, hey, we had a good time. We did our set. We did great. Now I got to give you the back end of the story as well.
I want to hear the back end. Yeah.
So here's the other component to why I remember this whole experience. So I don't know what the stereotype is, but acapella people like to party.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
I've never met a group of acapella nerds who didn't like themselves at the party.
Nerds.
I got to do the air quotes for our listeners.
Different kind of partying in the acapella world that I came up in.
Oh, I got to hear about that one time.
Well, no, I mean, it's just Utah. It's not going to
Well, that's what I mean.
It's not going to be the same kinds of parties as
That's true.
We did dinner parties.
Oh, absolutely different. Yeah. Very different.
Very different from what you get outside of the state of Utah. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So they had some kind of preset, predetermined party, at some kind of restaurant or whatever, where all the groups could go to. We went to and checked it out. And it was all right. It was a little bit of food. They had music and stuff, nothing too great or whatever. We're at this party and we're connecting with the other groups. And one of the groups was like, hey, we got a little party going on back at the hotel. Come to find out, we're staying at the same hotel as another group. And you're like, hey, so
we're throwing a party. Hotel.
Exactly.
Not high class or anything.
Hey, it's the best we could do on a college budget.
Yeah. Poor college students, We've all been there.
Exactly. So you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So we all decide that, hey, we're going to go back and hang out with these groups of other people because, hey, back then I can discuss this because it's 10 years in the past. And of course, we were all of legal drinking age.
10 years in the past.
My bad.
Almost 13.
13. Thank you. You gotta keep me honest. I'm sorry. My mind, it goes sometime. Anyway, so the appeal of, hey, there's going to be alcohol. There's, going to be a hotel room, whatever. Everybody was like, sure, let's go check it out. We get there, and I want to say that there was at least three groups. There was us, and I definitely remember at least two other groups. I
Okay.
remember one of the groups' name, but the names have been redacted
Oh, okay.
for
Except for green
confidentiality.
tones.
Exactly. Well, I'm part of the group. No, everybody knows what group I'm in.
Well, and you're
I
not
can't
just part
have
of
that.
the. You weren't just part of the group. You were one of the founders.
Yeah, there was a little minor detail, but
Yeah.
yes, you are right.
Yeah.
But here, so we get back to the room, and somebody had secured the alcohol, the beverages. Everybody was just kind of hanging out, talking, just chilling, enjoying themselves. And I don't know what the deal is with like young people and truth or dare, but out of nowhere, somebody
Oh.
suggests, "Hey, let's do truth or dare.
Okay.
Let's see what
With
happens."
people you really don't know,
Exactly.
except for
That's the
like
best
the
time to do
15
it.
people in your group. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And so and like I think of course it always starts out, let me do a little truth, let me get the whole thing going, and at some point you got to wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was like, "Hey, let's do some dares." And this is the one thing I remember from that trip, from the party thing. Let's just say that it ended with maybe like a little bit of a three-way makeout between all three groups. Like some people, not saying the whole groups, but yeah, I know the face you're making. I know. Hey,
Talkappella after dark.
hey, I didn't say that this was all PG-13. Hey, it's funny that we laugh about this, but I'm sure some of our listeners out there be like, you know what? I got stories worse than that.
Oh, I'm
But hey,
sure. I'm sure they
this is
do.
that's what happened in our group at that time. Like I said, I'm not going to divulge of the members' names. It involved three different groups, some little shady stuff going on. But hey, that's what happens when you get acapella people together.
Not
So that's
always. Not always.
not
Like
not
I said,
always. Yeah,
dinner
sometimes.
parties.
Oh yeah, dinner parties. Exactly. If you're in Utah,
Like a
you're
potluck.
okay.
True
Yeah.
story. True story. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, that's my broke it down. That's my story from the past, and so yeah, what a time. But yeah,
What a
Alicia, give me something a
time.
little bit more
Okay,
wholesome.
well, before before we get into that, we want to know about your scandals, about
Oh yes.
maybe those questionable moments
Mm-hmm.
that just, provide some juice. So let us know. Do you have a story you think might be, I'm going to say Reddit worthy. We are not Reddit,
Ooh.
but
Yeah, maybe not that dark,
okay, maybe
but
not that dark, but do you have an acapella memory or story you want us to share? We will, of course, redact all of your information so that nobody can identify you except for maybe me. But we want to hear from you. If you have a story that you think is noteworthy for us to share,
oh man.
if you do, email us. You can email us at Talkappella. That's two P's, two L's. So talkappella@acaville.org. All right, my turn.
Perfect.
So
Let's hear
I
it.
wanted to share a little bit of a video that we talked about a little bit back in the day.
Okay.
So really kind of blast from the past with this. This video is 5 years old, and one of our episodes that we had, I'm gonna say their name wrong, but well, I'll say her name right. We had this wonderful, wonderful woman who came on the show as our guest. Her name is Georgia Blessitt, and that
Oh
woman,
man, what a singer.
holy cow, what a voice! Amazing.
Yes.
So she sang with Aquapella. That's how they say it there, I believe, across the pond. Um, I'm
We're
such
not
a
that fancy,
I'm,
but okay.
I'm such a weirdo. But she sang with Aquapella, and they were from the University of Bath, and like we said, like phenomenal
Mm.
voice. So, and I really, really loved their cover of Purple Rain by
Oh
Prince.
man.
And they sang this, I think they were in New York, and they
Yes.
sang it on top of a rooftop.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
They
like
did.
the 1 year anniversary, I think, of Prince's death
Yeah.
or
You
something
know,
like that. So,
a very funny coincidence about this. I was
sure.
actually at that ICCA finals event
Shut
where they
up.
sung this. I'm not
Shut
even
up.
joking. That's like the only finals I've attended, and I got to see this happen live.
This was before we had her as a guest on the show.
This was long before, yeah. This
Yeah.
was way before,
And
like
I
20.
assume she was soloing.
Ooh. Yeah, oh,
Did
absolutely.
she
Yeah,
did
she
she
was the
win
original
did she
soloist.
win best soloist?
She was robbed, actually, I think. I'm pretty sure
We
there
won't say
was
we won't say the
it
year.
was it was the Sam Smith cover, I think, Writings on the Wall. I think it was Nor'easters, if I remember
Why are you
correctly.
saying that?
Why am I saying?
Because
I
what
don't
if
know.
they watch and they tell the person who won best
I mean,
soloist?
I love
They have to do it.
Nor'easters. I absolutely love that group. You know, they're phenomenal. But Georgia, you know, we're going to keep things real in the show. Georgia deserved that win.
Yeah.
You know, nothing taken away from the
You know,
soloist with the
I
Nor'easters
wasn't
group.
there and
He
I
killed
believe
it.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like I said, this is just my personal opinion. One man's opinion.
Yeah. So we're going to share a little bit of a clip of this video. I totally 100% encourage you to go to watch it because it is phenomenal. If you want to watch the video, the link is down below. But just going to share a little brief snippet of it.
It's such a shame our friendship had to end. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple I only want to see you underneath the purple rain.
Let's talk about that. Just amazing.
Elicia, I got one comment. That ain't nothing but good singing. That's
Oh,
just
yeah.
some good singing.
Well, and it's not just Georgia.
Gosh.
It's the whole
Yes.
group. Collectively, they blend incredibly well together. And this is a music video that, in my opinion, works. It's so effective for this group. Like the different camera angles that they have, and I couldn't tell you what kind of resources they had available to them, but you can do big effective things without a ton of resources. Like when I
Exactly.
was on Noteworthy, and I don't think any of our music videos were at this caliber, in my opinion.
Okay.
But like when I was in the group, at least we didn't have a ton of resources available. But that doesn't mean that we didn't have effective videos. One of the music videos that Noteworthy put out was the year before I was in the group, and it hit 1 million views.
Gosh. Wow.
Maybe within a month, which is huge for collegiate acapella. And it was such an incredible video. But I love the different contrasts that we see in this video with the angles, with the lighting, with like highlighting different singers in the group, not just the soloist. I think that like from personal experience, when you do a music video and you're only highlighting the soloist, you're not acknowledging the collective that is the whole group.
Yeah, you're doing a disservice to the group.
Right. And you can have a phenomenal soloist, but if the rest of the group is kind of
Ain't gonna work.
it doesn't work.
No,
It doesn't work.
it absolutely won't. Yeah, that's why it's like acapella is such a team effort.
Oh,
You know, I'm
absolutely.
like, unless you're like using like a looper or something to that effect. But no, I'm so with you. I'm like, it really, you play upon your strengths. You play to your strengths when it comes to music videos, especially. I'm like, if you got the resources, like you said, with Noteworthy
Right.
to go all out, do this grand
Well, and
thing, you
we,
do it.
we
But
didn't at the time. And
Yeah.
that music video that I mentioned that was done a year prior to my time in the group wasn't done with a ton of resources. So like if you're a university, go check out your library, see if they have cameras that you can check out. They
Yeah.
might even have sound equipment. They might even have a sound booth that you can use to record in. Like there are options. And if your university doesn't, see if like a public library around might, because they
Yeah.
might.
I'm thinking back to the University of North Texas when I was there. So they offered, as long as you were a student, they offered you the resources to go into the music studio and you could record tracks for free.
Yeah.
Like I brought some friends in that, you know, technically they weren't members. I mean,
but
students.
you were.
But I was, exactly. And so we got to record
yeah.
a couple tracks. And so you're right. There's resources out there. You just got to find it. And videos, man, the videos are evolving so much today. And this was high caliber back in 2018. And this is on par with what they're doing today.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it yet, I totally encourage you to go watch it. Give them a follow. Like
Absolutely. I'm like,
great things.
They're still doing great stuff.
Speaking of following.
Oh, great segue.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, on that note, make sure that you like and subscribe the video. Make sure you follow, give Acaville Radio a follow. We love to just have you guys continue just to digest more and more of our content. You can only do that if you're subscribed to Acaville. So make sure you do that. We got more content coming your way.
Well, and if you want us to break some break, it doesn't work with break, break.
Break.
If you want us to cover something else on Baroque It Down, let us know.
Exactly. Send us all your suggestions. We love to just have new videos, new tracks, new stories. As Elicia said, we're here for scandals as well, as you can tell. So be sure that you, like I said, be sure to like and subscribe. And for everything else, stay tuned.